welcome to Discover Tarot, the place where we reveal what's been concealed so that we can heal. This is a channel all about shadow work and essentially how you can be your best self. So I believe that our shadow plays an intricate part of who we are and who we're becoming. And it's our job and role and responsibility to understand our shadow self so that we can learn and how to emerge to be our higher self. So let's get into it. Okay, the fire signs are up. All right, fire signs, what we got going on? This is Sag, Leo, and Aries. Fire signs, Sag, Leo, and Aries. Maybe somebody feels like saying the wrong thing, because like I know what I'm trying to say and it's just not coming out of my mouth. Start with our triggers. What are the triggers of our fire signs? We are doing Leo, Sag, and Aries. What is our triggers? What is the triggers for the Leo, Sag, and Aries crew? What are the triggers? What are the triggers? Okay. All right, when I feel unloved, I will emotionally detach instead of expressing my emotions. I can be quick-tempered and say hurtful things without understanding why. Okay. I will start an argument with my partner to get attention. And then we've got when change needs to happen, I begin to procrastinate. Okay. So these are your triggers. These are what's coming out. One more. Wow. I did 3 for the last one, and this one's going to be the 4th one. Okay. Okay, when I don't feel good about myself, I respond in negative words and actions. When I don't feel good about myself, I become needy and clingy towards others. So this is about you. These triggers are really geared to worth, right? And how you feel about yourself. This is like self-love and self-worth. So this is you putting yourself, and then it's almost like this projection type of energy. So if you don't feel good, you get quick-tempered, and it's like you don't feel good about yourself, so you kind of deflect it. It's like, I don't feel good about me, and instead of saying, I don't feel good about me, I say, well, you're not giving me the attention. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. It's like this weird reverse type of energy. So it's like you either go into two states. It's like either you shut down or you get quick-tempered and you're like, you know, explosive. So it's one of the two, or it could be both. It could be like you shut down until it builds and then you're explosive, right? Let's see what our shadow says. This is triggering what of our shadow? What attribute of our shadow is this triggering? Okay, so you have narrow-minded, sorry, it says narrow-minded. So you have a limited outlook on perspective and thoughts. What makes you think your thoughts are solid gold? Okay. Greed, you are too attached to things in an excessive way. Nothing good comes out of it. It says think loving thoughts for the person or yourself that you resent. It's restricting your emotional happiness. And then you have this victim mentality at the bottom. The universe wants what's best for you, not the worst. Change your perspective. So this is about perspective, because when you feel unloved, you will emotionally detached. When you don't feel good about yourself, you respond in negative actions and words. When you don't feel good about yourself, you become needy and clingy towards others. So this is that thing of like, it's like worth. It's your worth. It's like not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough, not feeling like you are enough. And it's not other people that feel that, it's you that feel it about you. So, and then when you realize, it's almost like when you realize that you need to do it, you don't want to. So it's like you procrastinate a little bit because you know that part of you has to change, but it says, I can definitely be nicer to people than wonder why I'm mad when people are rude. And I think this is that quick-temperedness, right? This is like, you know how there are some people who have like, they could have anxiety, and their anxiety comes out as anger. So to everyone else, they seem angry. But in reality, it's not that they're angry. It's they're scared. But because there's this innate perception of everyone who's scared has to look a certain way, people have these misconceptions that your anxiety can show up as anger. And so I think with a quick tempered, it's not that you're mean or you come off rude, you may be hurt. And so it gets that misconception of like, oh, they're so rude, or they're so this, or they're so that, especially in your state of being triggered, that they don't really see. They're scared and they're hurt, or they're shut down because they're afraid. They're not sure. So I think that's the energy that's coming through with that when people are, people have the conception of you being rude. I'm going to start giving myself healthier boundaries. Enough is enough. So this is really like taking stock in having boundaries for giving yourself time and space to understand and know what you're feeling in that moment, right? Like, that's what I'm feeling there. Okay, and there's 2 more. Let's see. I will not expose myself to negative stories or read awful news. It brings me down to a low vibration. Again, what you intake also feeds your thoughts, right? Even if we think we're watching, you could be watching something like those. So I'm speaking for myself. I love watching those like investigative show stories, and sometimes they're great, but I can't watch them at night because subconsciously this loop of negativity or anxiety or fear or will play in the background. So we have to be mindful of like what you go to sleep listening to, what you're listening to, like just as your background noise, because if it's not feeding you subconsciously, it could be eating away at you. And if it's eating away at you, it's gonna carry out and play out in a different, in other facets of your life. So I love myself to add more movement and exercise into my day. I know I'll feel better overall. And then when was the last time I had a good laugh? Let's search for silly video. So this is like really being mindful of like your energy, your time. Also with the exercise and movement, as a fire element, fire elements are always on the move. They always have to be doing something because they get bored very quickly. So because you get bored quickly, you have to keep yourself moving. If you don't, you get in this idle sense where you start going into overdrive and that mind gets to going. So this is like loving yourself to add movement and things that are going to be beneficial to you is going to be great for making sure you don't get into that rut of like feeling bad about yourself, or feeling unloved, or feeling like you don't have enough attention showered on you, or feeling like you're not worthy, or not feeling good about yourself. These are all things that are going to help add to you feeling better and more positive and shifting your mindset, because that's what you need to do. Because again, these aren't what people think about you. This is how you're perceiving yourself. And it's a very interesting energy because fire signs are very confident, very, very confident elements. They're bold, they know what they want, they go after it, they're explorers, they take risks, Give me a sec. So you have like reclaim your body coming out. Body is home, self-love, release emotions from body, right? And so releasing your emotions from body is going to come from your movement, your exercise, spending time with yourself, not worrying so much. Like this is that inner child. Play, laugh, silly, heal the child wounds, right? And you think you had, yeah, search for a silly video. So this is about not taking life too seriously, just surrendering and letting things be. With the surrender and flow card here at the bottom of the deck, it says ride the waves, tap into the flow state, let go. And at the top, feel the emotions, understand emotions, inner guidance, and validate yourself. So these are, if you can see them. So these are those energy, and then you have self-love right here. Look at that. Self-acceptance, self-care, compassion, vulnerability. It's okay. But you have to stop looking at yourself in a negative space. You have to stop thinking that if you feel a way internally, and it could stem from like childhood, right? It could stem from childhood. It could stem from so many different things, so many different, places. But you want to be mindful that past relationships, past experiences, projections are not your reflection, right? You have don't micromanage the universe coming out. really feel, I mean, maybe this will come up. I don't feel like you're micromanaging the universe so much as you are trying to micromanage you, how you feel. It's almost like, or others. It's like micromanaging a connection, right? Instead of letting it flow. I think that's what it is. Micromanaging, yeah, the connection and not letting it flow to be what it is. It has lose yourself in the moment, not the lifetime. So don't let a lifetime, you may get lost along the way, and that's fine, because even when we're lost, right, that's how you get found, right? So even in that though, like, there's this energy of like, let it be a moment. Don't let that be the whole soundtrack of your whole life. You know, get lost in that moment. Be present, be in the moment, and it's okay to have a moment of like just trying to figure things out, excuse me, but don't lose yourself completely for the entire lifetime of being lost and trying to figure things out, or getting lost in this loop of negativity, of self-loathing, or it's not self-hatred though, it's just almost like just lack of self-worth, I feel, in a way. You also have energy is transferable. There is no destination. Grow with the flow. So this is really about, again, that surrender and flow energy. It's like, just be with it. Like, just go with it. Don't try to micromanage so much of people, because you have to actually sit with you. Because this is about your perspective, your thoughts. Yeah, thoughts become things. So be mindful of that, because what you think about, you are really going to bring about, okay? So if you don't feel good about yourself, that's what's going to show up for you. And we don't want that to show up. Because then you start feeling like people don't appreciate you. Look at this. So what we got going on here? Because we got the Two of Cups coming out. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, one more. So there could have been a breakup. It could have been, you could be having rough moments with like a partner or a relationship, because you got the Lovers card here, the Two of Cups, Temperance, Three of Swords, Ace of Swords, King of Pentacles. Like, okay. Some of you may have lost somebody that you loved, you really loved, cared about, and I just get this energy, because when I look at this, I feel these two together. It's like the Lovers card is all about like soulmate connection, could be twin flame connection. At grassroots, it's about attracting your soul, your heart's desire. But with this Three of Swords here, with this, I feel like there's just this energy of like maybe a heartbreak. You could have been in a relationship with somebody who was like your heart, your soul, everything, and they left. It could be romantic, it could be family, it could be just a love, a love lost, right? That's what I feel. But then you have this new connection that you could be in. It could be a long term, it could be whatever. This could represent a past circumstance, like a past imprint. Maybe, like, for example, I get this energy that there could be, okay, I get the energy like maybe there's this person, like whoever this person is. It could be that maybe you dated somebody, you were in love, this was your person, and maybe they either broke up, they left, or maybe they passed away, they passed on, something like that, right? And you're longing for this. You have this relationship, you're in a relationship, you've done some healing work, but I just get this energy that there's like, with the Temperance here, it's almost like this, I feel like a shakeup almost, but at the same time, I also feel like it's this comparison. I'm getting a comparison. It's like somebody offered you their cup, they want to be with you, but you're like, It's almost like you're pouring the remnant of the new person. It's almost like I'm getting like, it's almost like this remnant of wanting the old person to be like this new person, because that was your comfort. and it's like, I don't know how to say, it's like in the wings, like I'm like in the wings. It's because there's something very symbolic about this. So wings, you might see wings as a symbol or as a like an omen that things are changing and things are going to get better or things are going to be okay, or to remind you to change, shift your thoughts, right? Because thoughts become things with these wings. Okay, you don't want your thoughts flying somewhere that they don't need to be. And as fire elements, you know, things could grow and go in many different directions. So I just get this energy though with this Temperance card and with this Two of Cups here. It's almost like there's a shakeup. Things need to be shaken up, but there's also a requirement of having some patience. Okay, there's some patience that needs to be had, because this is going to bring you clarity. You have this Ace of Swords. I feel like you have to get clear with you. You have to get clear with you. And with this King of Pentacles here, it's like getting grounded and taking responsibility of like your investment in this connection, right? Because the thing is, if you're living in the past or in a memory of some other experience, you're not present. So you can't actually give a present assessment of what's happening in this moment, because in this moment you are taking a past experience, a past projection, and you're putting it onto this experience. So it's not actually fulfilled in the way that it could be fulfilled. Like if you date, that's like if you date somebody, right? You have a person that you dated, you broke up with them, but you realize, damn, I really love that person. Like that was like one of the best relationships I've had. Okay. And now you're dating this new person. This new person may be amazing and great, but you're looking at this new person through the lens of that old person. You're like, you're nice, but you're not her, or you're not him, or you're not, you know, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, but you don't do that. How come you don't do this? Because all these little layers of things that you're looking for this person to do is what that person did, because that was that person. So it's not a full shed of this new person, because there's remnants of the memory of what you missed from the old person that's being imprinted on the new person. And when they don't fulfill those standards, then you go into this spiral of not feeling enough, and this person's not this, and they don't appreciate you, and all the things, right? And then it's like, well, I don't feel good about me because why wouldn't they do this? That person did this. And there's that comparative, right? There's that comparative of the cup. It's like that kind of energy, mixing emotions, mixing bags. Like it's just a mix up of emotions based on to the people. And there's a lot of duality here, right? There's also a fear of starting new with somebody because you're basing it off of old experiences too. Like, let's say you broke up with somebody and you broke up with that person. It was a really rough heartbreak or whatever. Now you got this new person and you got clarity on this new person and you see a future and all the things with this new person, but you're scared because you're like, but this happened in the past. That's the energy that's coming up. It's just like, it's like imprinting old situations onto new situations, and then internalizing it when that person doesn't meet the standard of what the old person did or what the old situation was. So it's like, then you internalize it as if it's you. And then it comes off as quick-tempered or rude or shut down or detached or, you know, that kind of energy. Let's clarify the Three of Swords, please. Page of Wands. What's the Lovers about? King of Cups in the reverse. Two of Cups. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay. I just pulled a card. Please don't fall. Okay, what is the Temperance? Okay. And the Ace of Swords. Okay. Yeah, so I pulled a card and the King of Cups came out in the reverse, but then it flipped upright when the card flipped out. So there is this thing of like being emotional, like being your emotions over someone that from your past. I just feel like it's a past energy with this card. It's like somebody who you loved passed on. And I just, with the wings, I just feel like they're, I don't know, you could be having signs that they're with you, or I just get this energy of someone who passed on for some reason. And I that's what I feel like. It could have been that. And I'm giving whomever, if that is the case, a huge hug. Because it just looks like it's very painful. And then with the Three of Swords here, with the Page of Wands, it's like, it's almost like you get new, like, clarify the Page of Wands. I just get this energy of like you get images or messages, or maybe you reread messages, or like it could, like, you could be like rereading old text messages from somebody that you wrote with the Page of Pentacles coming out in the reverse. It's like you're not gonna get those messages anymore if that person is no longer here. So it's like rereading it and feeling, it's like redoing it, playing it over. And then you have the Two of Cups again coming out. Like, this is a whole different deck, okay? Whole different deck. But the Two of Cups again is coming out. It's like there's a longing energy, and because you're longing, there's this imprint. And then you have, with the Two of Cups here, you have it clarified by the Moon, the Nine of Cups, and the Hangman. You don't know if this is true happiness or not. You don't know how to trust it, because you're still imprinting from the past. It's like you're hurt, and you don't want to repeat something that you've already been through. And with the Temperance card here, it's like, because of this internal conflict, you have to get clear. But I also feel like you're trying to be honest with yourself. And I think that's what this Ace of Swords is. It's like you really have to walk away, because the Eight of Cups is clarifying this Ace of Swords. And it's like you really have to walk away from things that are not truthful or not clear to you. Clarify this Eight of Cups. King of Swords energy. Yeah, you're walking away, and you have the King and Queen of Swords, but they're just not aligned. But here at the bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Swords. So you're very magnetic, and you're attracting what you want. You're amazing. You're beautiful. But you don't feel it sometimes. And because you don't feel it sometimes, it's almost like you walk away from things that are true for you too. I get this energy with this Ace of Swords. It's like you walk away from the truth sometimes because it's too much to bear, especially when it comes internal. Like, it's like this energy of it's an energy of like not wanting to. Sometimes you don't want to face the truth. If you're not fulfilled in a connection, you know you're not fulfilled in a connection. You know something's not good for you, right? It makes you feel impulsive or imbalanced or quick-tempered. It's like knowing the truth and having to sit with it. Does that make sense? Because it's hard. It's hard to walk away from something. It's hard to feel the emotions. It's easier to walk away. And it's almost like this is the energy of like knowing, okay, I can't keep doing that, because you have the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. It's like it's not fulfilling for me either. It doesn't fulfill my heart, my soul. So that's the energy that's coming up. I'm gonna get some advice cards for us, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Sag, Leo, Aries collective. What's the advice for the Sag, Leo, Aries collective? We have the Nine of Swords coming out in the reverse. We have the King of Swords coming out again. Judgment card. Okay. Wait a minute here now. All right. So, yeah. What I'm feeling here is like you have the Nine of Swords coming out in the reverse. So this is basically like coming out of your head, not coming out of your funk almost. Like maybe you was in a depression. Maybe, you know, you were in a state of like just withdrawal, not wanting to be around people, not wanting to be bothered, especially if you're feeling a certain way when it comes to not feeling good about yourself, right? So with the King of Swords, Judgment here, Ace of Wands, and the Five of Swords is here. So with these cards here, it's like the energy that's being presented is like thinking before you speak and sitting with yourself. You have the Ace of Wands here, which is a great card to have, and you have the King of Swords coming out twice. Remember, it came out when the first time it came out, it was in the reverse. So now it's in the upright, and with it being in the upright, it's like really taking time to think before you speak, really going inward and assessing how you feel. And with the Judgment card here, it's like really giving love a second chance is what I feel. Giving love a second chance, giving love and life a second chance, right? Because it's allowing yourself to love without the constraint or the rose-colored glasses of like the past of someone else. It's almost like letting the ghosts of the past, of the exes of the past, kind of govern the present relationships that you have. And it doesn't, again, this does not have to be romantic. It can be a loved one, but I was feeling a romantic sense in it, but it doesn't have to be that, of course. Clarify this King of Swords, please. Yeah, so you have this King of Pentacles came out again, too. So you have the King of Pentacles coming out in the reverse and the Five of Pentacles coming out in the reverse. So this is like, yeah, this is not being irresponsible of like just flying off the handle and saying what you want to say. Because the thing is, you know that once something comes out of your mouth, you can't recover it, right? You can't come back and recover that thing. But it's having, this is also shifting your, the swords are all about mind and thinking. And I feel like this is having a different way of looking at how you can recover something without being like, not really scattered. I feel scattered in your energy, but it's not scattered. It's really like thinking about how to almost like mitigate a situation or recover yourself or recover a relationship without being, without not taking accountability of yourself. I think that's what this is. This is like really assessing you and looking at your role in circumstances and your role in relationships. And this is really being honest with yourself, which is so great, because that's so, it's like so mature and it just signifies so much growth. And I guess that's why this transformation card is here, because with this Judgment card, because you can't actually give into a connection without taking stock and understanding your role. There's a role that everyone plays in a connection. So this is understanding that role. Clarify this Nine of Swords, please. Same cards. The Nine of Swords is being clarified. So yeah, it's like coming out of that fog, that mental fog of like this transformation. Coming out of this mental fog, this is having like understanding like a newfound you. Like this is just, it's looking at things from a different lens. It's being open to looking at things from a different mindset. The Judgment, coming off of the Judgment, is the Queen of Swords. Again, getting clear about that. Now you have, look at this. Now you have the Queen and the King of Swords coming out together. So you have a divine match where now you and this partner are kind of able to, again, you taking stock and understanding your role is going to allow the judgment of things to like be balanced. That's what I feel. But it requires assessment. It requires thinking. It requires seeing all facets of a particular situation. Clarify the Ace of Wands, please. Why the Ace of Wands? I got the Sun and the Page of Cups. So yeah, and the Devil card's at the bottom of the deck. And so this is like at the top of the deck, and look at the top of the deck, you have this again, this Five of Wands. So it's like that internal conflict. It's like you're releasing it. With the Ace of Wands, you're coming into a space of like happiness, clarity, better communication. I feel like it's like this energy of like having better communication. And I think this is also a feeling of like connecting to your inner child with the Page of Cups here. It's like going back to things that you love to do at its grassroots, the things that truly made you light up. so that you're not bored, right? It's just finding a new sense of self after difficult situations that you may have felt disconnected from. Clarify the Five of Swords. Yeah, with the Knight of Swords here. So this is like having this thought of like where, because you have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck too, again with the Page of Wands. So it's like, this is like really about, the Five of Swords is someone who can be in their head, they can self-sabotage, their thoughts can ruminate so much. And so this is like being mindful that thoughts become things with this Knight of Swords. This Knight of Swords is like, you know, what you think about, you bring about. So if you think negative thoughts about this person, or you're like, this person's gonna leave me, this person's gonna leave, this person do this, these impulsive negative thoughts become things. So we have to be very mindful of how we think, because at the bottom of the deck, thoughts become things with that Wheel of Fortune card. So you want to be mindful of getting in a loop of when you do have those moments of overthinking, because you're very heady right now. Like this is like an assessment, heady energy. You have to be mindful of how it aligns with you. And again, because you had this narrow-minded, resentful, these were the shadow attributes that were coming out. Narrow-minded is you have a limited outlook on perspective and thoughts. What makes you think your thoughts are solid gold? And I think that's where this King of Swords is. It's like sometimes we look at ourselves with our rose-colored glasses and we don't see our role. But this is a different type of energy. And resentful is like thinking those loving thoughts for the person or yourself that you may resent, because it's restricting your emotional happiness. And so it's one of those things where it's like we may resent certain parts of ourselves, and then it gets us into this loop, and then it triggers us, and then we want to shut down. It's really like taking stock of being mindful of how you speak to yourself. Affirmations would be great because it will serve as a constant reminder, especially when you're in that space, because, you know, we are energetic beings, right? We are all energetic beings having a spiritual experience in a human vessel. And so, of course, you're going to feel things, you know? Of course, you don't want to think, oh, I'm the problem. And it's not that you're the problem. It's just everybody has a role. And so we have to assess what our role is so that we can make those changes to also facilitate the outcome we want. And that takes bravery to actually do that. It takes bravery, it takes courage, and it's not always easy to hear. And because at the bottom of your shadow attribute, it says inconsistent. Think about if your thoughts, actions, and routines are inconsistent. Does it serve you well on a daily basis? And then right under that, you have quick-tempered. Think before you speak. Put space between your thoughts and the words that come out. This is that, and that's what I'm saying, is think before you speak, because they're all aligned. You know, our words are spells. Spellings, right? When we spell a word, when we say a thing, that is a spell. So you have to be mindful of what you're casting out on yourself and onto other people, because it vibes at a frequency. And if you don't want something on that frequency and you want something on a higher frequency, you have to be able to vibe at a frequency of the things that you're attracting. So that's why what you do frequently becomes your frequency. The first card that came out was detach. So you have you're being asked to detach from something that you've been holding on to. When we hold on too tight to the desired outcome, it restricts the flow. Trust the outcome will work out and let go of your attachment to it. So this could be like past experiences that you have to release, or how things are going to come to you based on what you've envisioned in your mind. So we have focus here, and it says you're being asked to shift your focus away from what isn't working towards what is. Paying extra attention to where you place your focus is the first step towards creating an amazing life. And then we have grounding. You're being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head And it's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. And go outside and plant your feet on the ground and enjoy the feeling that it brings. So again, these are all the things about really detaching from past things and projecting them onto present things, and also being more present in the now and focusing on how you feel now, and don't focus on the stuff that's not working, because then you'll attract more of what's not working, right? So that's what I have. I hope it helped in some area of your life during this time period. Let me see. I just want to pull for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see. Look at what we got. There's purpose in pause. Okay, so this is like taking a minute to just assess the situation. So yeah, detach, focus, get grounded, hug some trees, put your feet in the grass, sand, whatever. Resonated in any type of way, or you just want to share a thought or say hey, like, share, and subscribe, comment. I'm here. I will respond, and I will see y'all in the next one.